Gemini, well, your mind is buzzing with brilliant ideas now. This is a perfect time to speak up, to start writing, or to learn something that excites you. And get ready, it's coming at you for the whole year ahead. Let's take a look at the horoscope of Jupiter transiting through Leo for you. This video, it's a forecast for your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. You can check out all 3 videos and they are going to tell you how the stars are going to affect your life this week. I'm Kesenya and welcome to the Astro News and Weather Report for the last week of June 2026. Don't forget, this is tropical Vedic astrology, not sidereal. Look it up if you need to know the difference. And yes, I am a real person, not AI. This week we're looking at the last hurrah of Jupiter in his exaltation sign Cancer for another 12 years. Now he has been doing the important work in Cancer since June 9th, 2025, and it all finishes up for us on the 30th of June 2026. Now, he will be at the 29th degree, the anaretic degree of Cancer for this week ahead until the 30th of June. And when a planet is at the anaretic degree, he gets his knickers in a knot, all in a panic about finishing his work in this particular realm of the chart. So let's find out what Jupiter has been working on and what he's now anxious to finish up and bestow upon us all before we take a dive into Jupiter in his new sign, Leo. So Jupiter in Cancer has acted on many levels. Let's take a look at some. Cancer, firstly, is all about our emotional foundation. Whether we know it or not, events have unfolded over the last year of Jupiter's transit here that will ultimately serve to bring us great good and fortune in these realms in the future. This is especially true if we have happened to behave in Jupiterian ways at this time. What does that mean? It means being generous, using your abundance to bless others, and to also tap into your emotional intelligence. These have been the keys that could have unlocked many answers to your problems over the last year. Now, I can just see the comment section full of people saying this isn't true for them. Life is as hard as it ever was, etc., etc. But I want you to know, friends, Jupiter is a future-directed planet. His work in any realm of the chart is designed to bring growth and expansion in the future, not necessarily always in the moment that he is in that sign. So he has been building and preparing and structuring things for blessing in your 5th house at some stage down the track, provided, as I've said, that you've worked with his great themes of generosity, compassion, and benevolence. Some of the things Jupiter has called us to focus on during his sojourn in Cancer include giving emotional comfort and support to others, cultivating your 6th sense and your inner knowing, very psychic house, or psychic sign, I should say, the energy of Cancer, developing your beliefs in a higher power, and setting things up in your life to attract greater luck and rich life experiences in the future, as I've just said. Now, family connections, tribal bonding, intimate communities, these are all ruled by the sign of Cancer, generally speaking, in a chart. Jupiter has wanted to bring expansion to these areas of life over the past year. Now, in a non-literal sense, many people may have found their tribe now, the people who feel like coming home for them. Now, for some people, this transit has brought family members home again, literally. It's certainly been true in my life and my husband's life. Or it might have looked like some people have seen their family expand through other changes. You know, parents have moved in due to needing assistance with daily living, or your family has grown through the arrival of new babies, or new members of the family have arrived due to someone getting married. That is an expansion of the family dynamic. The whole concept of what a family actually is for you might have changed over the last year, in some cases leading to bigger communities where more people feel welcome. Let's hope that that is the case. Jupiter not only likes to expand, it likes to learn. And in Cancer, we may have learned more about our genealogy, our family traditions, our heritage, our roots, our lineage, or the people in our family in some profound new way. Real estate and land are also the domain of Cancer as well. Many people have developed a greater appreciation of real estate, owning a home, expanding their home, or upsizing their place of living in some way as well. For some people, it has been an excellent time to invest in real estate or home improvement projects. Cancer is associated also with comfort, being comfortable and playing it safe. It likes security. But it's also a cardinal sign, and that means it prefers to take action rather than resting on its laurels. So rather than sitting around hoping for security, this transit has been all about making security happen. With Cancer representing things from the past, this has looked like mending things, restoring things, improving things that weren't working around your home, getting thrifty, and even creating that rainy day bank account for the future by selling off old items that were no longer useful to you. This has also been the most fabulous year to establish gardens, pretty gardens, or growing your own food, all are Cancer energy. So get stuck into that healthy that veggie patch in this last week of opportunity for Jupiter to expand you in that way. In Cancer, negative manifestations with Jupiter here might have looked like too much comfort eating, smothering those people who are nearest and dearest to us, being too clingy, staying at home instead of stepping out when it's required, and maybe being a bit manipulative. After all, Cancer is trying to get what it wants by going things in a sideline manner. Just think of the little crab that always moves from side to side rather than straight forward. Hopefully we've kept perspective and risen above the smallness, the clinginess, or the little inconveniences of life that this transit may have brought. Now, what's really interesting are the Jupiterian aspects between it and Saturn that have been given and received. So I would just suggest, my friends, that we should all be getting ready for some serious personal relief when Jupiter moves into the fire sign of Leo on the 30th of June, because he's going to start trining Saturn again, fire sign to fire sign, Saturn in Aries. And this is going to make a huge amount of difference to the peace in your soul. Although, do be prepared for the initial craziness of the Mars-Uranus conjunction square the node skip step that's coming from Gemini these next few weeks as well. But after that, things might feel a little bit better thanks to the trine between Jupiter and Saturn that will be in play for the next year. How lovely. The cycle that Saturn and Jupiter make through their 20-year pattern is actually truly fascinating and governs so much of what we experience as individuals and collectively. So this is very much needed given all the upheaval and craziness in the world right now, and perhaps personally in your life as well. My amazing Royal Stars Academy student Fiona did a brilliant summation of the energies of this cycle in the video we created together from last year, and it's still relevant. If you want to view that video and understand the Saturn-Jupiter cycle, you can view it from my Astrology Discussions playlist if you'd like to know more. You can also go more in depth with what Jupiter will do for you as he transits a new house in your life in whole sign astrology in your chart over the coming year by simply viewing my Jupiter Through the Houses playlist. And you can do that here at the Guiding Star YouTube channel. So here comes Jupiter in Leo, another great dignity for the most expansive of all planets. Jupiter enters Leo on June the 30th, 2026, and will remain in this sign until July 26, 2027. Also, don't forget, friends, there is a video available at my Patreon family all about the 12-yearly Jupiter return cycle. This is a huge year in a person's life, and it can see things change drastically for the better more often than not. You know, I was blessed to meet my husband David in my Jupiter return year, and I was blessed with an increase in finances that same year through a special opportunity that came my way. So that's just an example of the kind of amazing things that can happen in a Jupiter return year. Make sure you check out that video at my Patreon family. You'll need to pay $5 to become a member to view it. But check that out, especially if you have Jupiter in Leo natally. This means you're having your Jupiter return year this year, and you're going to want to know all about how to read and analyze a Jupiter return chart to get the most out of that energy. Now, as for Jupiter in Leo, it's going to bring his generous, kind, compassionate, and altruistic self to the Leo house of your chart. And then we're going to explore that in just a little mini. But Jupiter in the sign of the King will also give us greater organizing and executive abilities, as well as more opportunities for obtaining positions of trust, responsibility, and leadership in the world. It is a truly exciting transit. I'm looking forward to this so much because it has the potential to uplift society. Because Leo, in my opinion, is the Odysseus energy, the true king, as opposed to the suitors wanting to destroy the kingdom, which are seen from another sign in the horoscope. But Leo is the Odysseus. So to my mind, having Jupiter there is a very powerful year indeed, where we may actually see Odysseus return, and boy, don't we need it on the planet right now. Let's oust those suitors, everybody. This is a year for making our own opportunities, taking exciting but still sensible risks, and growing our own self-confidence. Good fortune, luck and prosperity, which is what Jupiter rules, they come our way when we embrace Leo energy fully. What does that look like? It means being magnanimous, being extra generous, and don't be afraid of quixotic exploits. They will inspire both yourself and others at this time. Now, if you are a creative person, or if you're involved in fields that are Leo-like, like entertainment, performance, coaching, guiding, working with children, or you're a facilitator of events, that have to do with good times or romance, think wedding coordinator or, singles dating host or something like that. Or even if you're just fanatical about your hobbies or your passions, they're the realms where you'll see more good luck and good fortune arrive in your life. With Jupiter in Leo, people in general will hunger to be recognized because it's the house, the sign of celebrity. So we're going to see a lot of people expanding into that at this time. We're going to see a lot of people hungering to be more cherished and more admired because that's Leo energy too. Jupiter is expanding all Leo things. Now be sure to give it out if you would like to receive it back from the world at large at this time. Some people with strong Leo placements actually might step into the celebrity spotlight this year. Something to look forward to potentially if you want that as a Leo person. Belief systems that emphasize love and honor and loyalty also become appealing. And we're going to see opportunities to expand our world through allowing ourselves more self-expression, more self-respect, more generosity, as well as living in greater integrity and honor as well. This is a time when we feel that having a healthy love life or quality leisure time is actually what makes life worth living. And as a Leo sun person myself, I can honestly say this is the truth. That's how I feel. Why work hard if you can't enjoy life as well? Jupiter not only likes to expand, it likes to learn. So during this transit, we might be learning about the arts, learning about how to improve our well-being, learning about romantic relationships, charisma, popularity, and learning about how to improve the dynamic we have with our children. I'd also suggest that we may actually, as a collective, be more inclined to take some much needed action. Leo is a fire sign, active energy, and we may be wanting to take some action around the suffering of children. Compassion is a Jupiter theme, as are children a Jupiter theme. Leo also has connections to children as well, the childlike heart within us. So action around compassion for children. For example, addressing and exposing further the horrific Epstein files and the people involved with that, or exposing the exploitation of child labour in third world countries, or the disadvantages of child poverty all over the world, including in Western cultures. These may be themes that step into the forefront of the spotlight during Jupiter in Leo transit. But getting back to our childlike sense of playfulness may also be on the cards. What did you love to do when you were 10 or 11 years old? Well, you might be being called to rediscover your little boy or little girl energy again this year. People will come into your life now to actually facilitate this if you can't seem to break the tyranny of the urgent yourself. Yay, bring it on. And those of us who've given up on finding love or given up on a dream we may have been pursuing or developing a talent that was very dear to us, we might be reconsidering our options on these issues, because new fields of joy are going to open and unfold before us thanks to Jupiter's expansion. So love may be on the cards. Dreams coming true may be on the cards. Development of talents and innate skills might be on the cards. So much to look forward to with this very benevolent transit, even with the South Node joining Jupiter here from August the 19th. With that in mind, I'd also say make the most of the full blessing of Jupiter here in these first South Node free few weeks of Jupiter in Leo, my friends. And now let's move to having a look at what the all signs influence might be for Jupiter in Leo for the next year of our lives. Gemini, if you want to find out more details about this incredible transit, then all you've got to do is check out my free playlist, Jupiter Transits the Houses, here at YouTube to find out everything you need to know. And also, don't forget, if you're interested in joining the Karmic Astrology Masterclass, you have until the end of June to jump on board and get the bonuses and benefits that are on offer. Of course, if you want to join after that, you can, but you'll miss out on all the goodies. So head to the link in the description and join me for the Karmic Astrology Masterclass. Well, here we go with Jupiter transiting the third house for you, Gemini. This can bring Jupiter wealth and abundance to you through third house things. Jupiter gives a lot of something. So you might make money through social media. You might make money through marketing or advertising. You might be doing very well in your small business because of Jupiter's transit here. And it can also increase your skills and talents in the year ahead as well. Talents might come more naturally to you this year. If you want to learn that, play the clarinet, this is the year to start. Jupiter will give you great skills in that area to set you on your path with the clarinet or whatever instrument it is that you want to learn. You might even learn many musical instruments this year, of course, because Jupiter brings many things, a lot of something. You might start a couple of small businesses. You might be running a couple at a time. You might be talking a lot, speaking a lot, writing a lot, communicating a lot as a part of this year as well. You know what? This position, this transit this year makes you very likable. It makes you have an upbeat mindset, glass half full, positive and jovial. Even if you're not naturally this way in your natal chart, you might have signatures that speak to the opposite. Jupiter boosts that level of mental positivity this week, and that can be a great blessing. If you're struggling with mental health issues or a really glass half empty mindset, here comes Jupiter to turn that all around for you by his transit over the coming year. It could increase your relatives or your siblings in some way to have Jupiter transit here. Maybe an auntie gets married and suddenly you've got an uncle. You never thought you'd have one, but there he is. Or maybe you get married and you end up with, maybe you've been a single child all your life and all of a sudden you're a member of a, 6-child strong family and suddenly life's very busy with siblings. There's many ways that can manifest. They're just a couple. But your thinking will be optimistic. You'll be very positive, and your sense of humor can increase. In fact, you might get a lot of opportunities to go and enjoy jovial situations. Going to comedy festivals might be on the cards for you this year. You might find that your personality becomes a bit larger than life in terms of humor and funniness. This is the house of humor, and Jupiter's a jovial energy. So bring it on. You might just be hanging out with people who are very comedic, who just leave you in stitches all the time and make you laugh. Also, this can make you more broad-minded this year, and your communication can come easier. You might be able to just speak easier or answer conversations and questions a lot easier than maybe you're usually used to. Jupiter makes you more generous and kind with third house people as well this year, classmates, neighbours, siblings, relatives, and it gives more confidence to your interactions with these people too. You will find that it'll grow your friendship circles, particularly your close friendship circles will grow and increase because of Jupiter's transit here this year. Now, Jupiter rules ceremonies and celebrations, and I think many of you are going to enjoy hosting those sorts of things with friends, with relatives. These sorts of events will just flow and come naturally to you in the year ahead. It can be a really good year for, growing your PR, advertising, marketing. So if you've got a business and you need to push it, I don't recommend Facebook ads. They never work. They're crap. But you might find another way to promote and market what you do and your small business. It could be, jumping onto some sort of internet platform or collaborating on a podcast or something like that. Those sorts of conversations, where there's, more than just you involved, can actually be very lucrative and bring you greater recognition and popularity and success. You'll have fingers in many pies promotionally, I think, this year. So that's something to enjoy, but it could leave you very busy. This is a house of busyness. And so Jupiter here just makes you run. I had this transit when I got married to my husband, David, and because of my wedding, oh my God, I have never been so stressed in my entire life. Yes, I was positive and upbeat and it was exciting and wonderful. I had this celebration with relatives to plan for and it was going to be great. But far out, I was just so exhausted carrying all these extra duties of preparing a wedding. So you're going to be busy for many and varied reasons, but you will be busy. Now, you'll also find that third house realms tend to grow and grow and grow for you this year too. Many sales, many transactions, maybe, a lot of publications. Maybe you're producing a lot of websites. Maybe you're attending a lot of webinars and seminars and workshops. It just gets busy. Faith and higher-minded ideas, spirituality, morality, and compassion are going to be topics that you will think about a lot this year, because where the mind goes is what's going on in the third house, and here's Jupiter. You're going to think about these Jupiter things. Your mind will go to those things. And you might be writing about such things in blogs and articles and webinars and media content as well. If you are a tour guide, Jupiter's transit through this house really works well for you because it's like foreign countries and short trips. They come together and unite beautifully. So you'll find that there'll be maybe a lot of foreigners coming on your little localized tour of all the strawberry farms in your region or whatever it is. So if you're a tour guide, you're on a winner this year. Things can go very well for you. And it might be a year to look at collaborating perhaps with other local producers or, local providers and offering tours of all your facilities. And it can bless your business, whatever it may be, by joining some tour facility, tour group. Do be forewarned, Jupiter is big picture. It doesn't look at the small details. It can't be bothered with that. It's got too many big things to think about rather than the nitty-gritty. Trust me, I'm Jupiter rising, I know. And so you may tend to overlook those minute details in your day-to-day life because Jupiter likes the big thinking. So if you do have, things that require the attention to detail, it might be good during this transit to just get someone else to check your work or check a contract or a sale or something like that, just to make sure that you haven't overlooked something that you should have paid attention to. Now, don't forget, you can also check your sun, rising and moon sign for more details on what Jupiter is going to do for you in his transit through Leo in the coming year.